What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sammie Vee Sessions. Happy Tuesday. We've moved the podcast to Tuesday. The reason being is because too much stuff has been happening over the weekends. We used to record on Saturdays, but now we're recording on Sundays to try to capture the whole weekend and still get it to you guys in the beginning of the week. So now Tuesdays, 10 a.m. will be the new day for the podcast. Will that change again in the future? I don't know. I make my own rules here, so it might. But no more Mondays. Mondays is just too soon. This week, all I'm concentrated on is Japan. We leave in 3 days at this point. I'm recording this on Sunday. We leave in 3 days, and I just want to have a moment for the Japan set. Can we get a close-up?
Hold on.
Can we get a close-up?
Hold on.
If I can, like...
Let's see. Hey.
If you're listening to the audio right now, I'm showing the nails that I got for Japan right now. So we got little cherry blossoms on there. My girl Vivian did a great job.
All right.
If you're listening, I have a French set, and then my ring fingers have little cherry blossom trees on them. Could the cherry blossoms have been a little more accurate? Yes, but I mean, it's nail art. We have like a 1 inch by 1 inch nail to go by, and my nail beds are also super tiny, so small nails. These are stiletto, like the pointy nails. I am a square girly down. This is adventurous for me. I will not be lifting heavy weights while we're in Japan, so I decided to take advantage of it and have like extra long nails that are not square. I tried lifting a dumbbell today. It worked for the workouts that I have before I leave, but we're on a new adventure. I don't know how typing for work is going to happen this week, but I'll let you guys know. Last time I was in Japan, I did get my nails done, and I'm going to get them done again before I come home. So we're recording in Japan. We will be still producing podcasts in Japan. So when I get my new set, maybe you'll see it. Maybe when I come home. But next episode, we're going to be in Japan. I'm going to have a couple of guests, too, depending on how they behave. I don't know about all of you, but before I go on vacation, whether it's a 3-day trip, a week, 2 weeks, like I'm going in Japan, I always need to clean my house. I don't know what it is. My house needs to be clean from ceiling to floor before I leave on a trip. Maybe it's because I want to come home and not walk into a mess. Maybe it's because I want to come home and like not do anything. But literally nobody's going to be here while I'm gone. So I don't know why I need to clean the house, but the ghosts that live in my house will appreciate a clean house while I'm gone. I want you to comment if you're like me and you need an entirely clean house before you go on a trip. And let me know if that's some kind of like diagnosis, OCD, whatever it is. Like, I want to know your opinion on that. This past week, I've been looking for pastimes to do on the flight. We have a 14.5-hour flight that I'm trying to be busy on. I don't like sleeping on planes. So that's going to be very hard for me. The first time I went to Japan, I did sleep a little bit, surprisingly, because I never sleep on planes. And I'm hoping to sleep again. But if I don't sleep, I have a book that was given to me by my sister-in-law, Kelsey. I think it's called The Other Wife or something like that. I can't wait. I'm going to start it on the plane, so I can't even say whether I like it or not yet. And I also bought a new Nintendo game. My husband bought us the Switch, the new Switch. We had the old Switch, but the fan on the old Switch was like, I can't even make the noise. Like, once you're playing it for 5 minutes, the fan just sounds broken and ratchet. And
It was strong.
so I told Rich, if you don't want to hear my fan on the plane while everybody's trying to sleep, maybe we should get a new Switch. So my husband bought us a new Switch. I am a very cozy girl game down. We're going to do that over again. I am a very cozy game girl down. Okay. Sims, my kind of game. Animal Crossing was my kind of game during the pandemic. What else was I playing during the pandemic? Fallout Shelter, all cozy games. I bought this game called Tiny Bookstore. Is it Tiny Bookstore? What is it? Tiny Bookshop. That's what it is. Tiny Bookshop. It was $20. While I'm on the price of the games, I just want to mention that why are some Switch games $80? Why are some Switch games $80? I'm not understanding that. I know video games are expensive, right? But we're not even printing physical copies. There's not even labor to print the copies and put it in. Like, there's no plastic. Like, why is it so expensive? Why is it so expensive? Anyway, cozy game, $20. In this game, there's another fuzz. In this game, you run your own tiny bookshop that is connected to your car. You move to a new city. You don't know anybody. You're getting to know people. You're getting to know characters. You get to sell books. Now, with these books, they're real books. They're like real life books. For example, like Othello was in there. I think I saw Romeo and Juliet. There was a Studio Ghibli book that I didn't even know was a Studio Ghibli book until I told my husband about it. But they're real books, and customers will come in and ask for recommendations. And if you give them a good one, you'll sell more books. If you give them a bad one, it's a bad rating for the day, whatever. To play this game, though, you really need to like to read. There's a lot of prompts. There's no audio to it. Kind of like Animal Crossing, like, you know, when you like click through it and it's all like dialogue. There's no like audio dialogue. It's all to be read. And when somebody asks for a book recommendation, you have to go through every book on your bookshelf and see which one will suit them best. Of course, I haven't read every book on the planet. Like I said, I didn't even know it was a Studio Ghibli book when somebody was talking about it in the game. But some of them, like, I do know. Like, somebody was asking for a play and I had Death of a Salesman. I said, I know where that book is on my shelf, but I don't know. I like it. I like sitting. This morning I had a cup of coffee playing my game and it was nice. I loved it so much. So if you're into cozy games, tiny bookshop, that one's for you. It's only $20. I think it's a bang for your buck. Something on TikTok that I've been thoroughly enjoying this week is the McDonald's CEO. Have you seen that video?
Yes. Yeah.
The McDonald's CEO eating his lunch. So they have like a new big arch sandwich or whatever. This man picks up this burger and does like the Squidward bite. When Squidward says that he doesn't like Krabby Patty on that episode, he bites like the tip of it and says, "That's a big bite." Who approved that video? That's what I want to know. Who said this is great? People are going to believe that you like this sandwich or this food. This is also a conversation that I've had with my husband. I don't know if the quality of McDonald's food has gotten worse or it's just never been good and we're finally waking up to fake food that doesn't taste good. Right?
Yeah.
How would you feel about that? Like, what do you think it is? Do you think it just never tasted good or it's just gotten worse?
It's probably gotten worse over time.
Little from column A, little from column B.
Yeah, A and B. Yeah.
But like, I can't eat it anymore. Even when I'm desperate, I'm saying to myself, there's got to be somewhere else open besides McDonald's. Is this generation going to be the death of McDonald's? Is our generation going to be the death of McDonald's? Hasn't McDonald's been open for like 85 years or something like that?
Probably, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but it's not good. It's not good. Then you had other CEOs remaking it and like actually eating the food. I think Smashburger did one. He bodied that whole burger. KFC did one. And there were people in the comments upset at the KFC one because Miss CEO, it was a woman. She was a woman CEO. She's eating a chicken sandwich and she's got an accent. And somebody said, "That don't sound Kentucky." And I was cracking up. And then somebody else said, "The Arby's CEO is shaking in his boots watching all of these other CEOs eating their sandwiches because who is keeping Arby's open? Who is keeping Arby's open? I need to know that." There's one Arby's, I think, in the whole New York State, and it's in Queens on Metropolitan Avenue. I don't ever see anybody in there.
Total of like 2 customers.
Arby's is disgusting. You've eaten there too, right?
And I regretted that decision.
Oh my God, nasty.
I think I was the second customer for the year.
Nasty. I have been on a health conscious kick, not like super like I'm eating microgreens every day and chia seeds, not that kind of health conscious kick, but trying to make food at home. And if I want something sweet, trying to make it from scratch and not going to the store and getting stuff with like preservatives in it or extra sugar in it, XYZ. And we've really stopped eating fast food. Like if I eat fast food, the last time I ate fast food, I was in Georgia and me and my mom went to Chick-fil-A because we landed at 10 o'clock and there was nothing else open. And that was in November and it's March. Death to fast food in my life because it's just not good anymore. Not good for the gut either. Okay, now that we're done talking about nails, video games, and McDonald's, let's get into music. So last week, right after I had recorded the podcast, I saw clips from the Brits. That's the music awards in Britain. And Rosalia performed Berghain. And she brought out the one, the only Bjork. Bjork, don't leave the house. But she said, for my girl, Rosalia, I'm coming out. She came out looking phenomenal. She had like this crazy headpiece on that just worked with the whole bit. She was like standing behind the crowd, the choir, excuse me, standing behind the choir. They parted ways. She came out after her part was done. She left and just gracious as ever, and it was amazing. Bjork likes living a private life. If you go back to the episode of episode 10, Ford, where we had guest Ford on, friends of the pod, he talks about Bjork and how she likes being private. And to see her on the Brits was amazing, and it was a surprise. And she was eating that up, y'all. She was on the stage doing her thing. But if you haven't seen that performance, go watch it. It's a very good performance. Not just because of Bjork. The choir was amazing. The little like EDM breakdown they had too was amazing. It was great. Okay, here we go again. Me admitting that I'm no better than a man. Did you all see that Cardi B brought out Meg the Stallion in Houston? Oh my goodness. Good Googly Moogly. Both of them, phenomenal ass shaking. That's it. Period. If you have not seen her come out in Houston, please, 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 please go watch that video. I also love how she comes out and then she goes up to Cardi and she screams and they're just so excited. They're just two girls having a good time. Okay? They're just two girls, two friends on stage, shaking ass, having a great time and making millions while doing it. Like, if that's not girlhood, I don't know. I don't know what is. The numbers are in. Bad Bunny set the world record, not the world record, but Bad Bunny set the record for the most viewed halftime show. So that includes all of like the replays, the people that were watching it live. So Bad Bunny holds the new record. I wonder if anybody else is going to beat that, because that halftime show was absolutely amazing. Let's take it back to Chile, when Bad Bunny was in Chile. Do you remember when Chile's audience wasn't being so nice and they were chanting Cien Veinte, Cien Veinte, Cien Veinte, because that's the song they wanted to hear? They didn't really want to hear plena music. Yeah, we all knew that Bad Bunny was a little ticked off about that. So he finally went and posted his Instagram story for Chile. I don't know if he got over himself. I don't know if he just forgot and like realized, hey, like everybody noticed you didn't post about Chile. Maybe he's got a Chilean friend who's like, hey, can you forgive my people for what they did? But so he finally posted to his Instagram story and he put like a whole text paragraph, and he told him like, I promise one day we will sing Cien Veinte together when he goes back. So if you're in Chile and you loved Bad Bunny, seeing him there, you can definitely expect Cien Veinte to be on the next set list for that country. So on this week's episode of Where in the World is Benito? Benito is in Japón. He's in Japan, okay? He did his Spotify Billions Club live show, and the opening to the show was a Japanese man saying, a choper es otra cosa, and he opened with Eo, and the crowd went absolutely crazy. If you have not seen the TikToks yet for Japan, please go watch them. I'm so happy nobody else was able to attend these shows except the Japanese people that were invited. And listen, music journalists and other people, I saw Lisa there. There was other people invited besides people who were his top listeners in Japan. But I'm just happy that random, especially Americans, we weren't allowed to go. And I say we because I said I wanted to go see him in Japan if he was in Japan. But I'm happy that this one show, it wasn't allowed, because these people in Japan that wanted to see him, they wanted to see him. They wanted to see Bad Bunny. They dressed to the nines. They were singing their hearts out. Any video I saw was just a bunch of people having a great time. And I'm so glad that foreigners didn't get to ruin that for them. And I know Japan's going through like a foreigner crisis right now. They canceled like a cherry blossom festival because of tourists, and I'm glad they got this one night with Bad Bunny. But for sure, Bad Bunny will be back with multiple shows at a time. Now that he's tested it with Spotify, I really think him and other Latin artists will have an opportunity to break into not just Japan, but the whole Asian market. Japan they didn't get like the surprise song. What they did with the Billions Club, I think he had 29 songs that hit a billion plays on streams on Spotify. So they got all of those songs. Yonaguni is one of those songs that has a billion streams. So they got that. And when I tell you, when he gets to the part where he's singing in Japanese on that song, he puts the mic down and just lets the Japanese crowd sing. And they are singing with so much passion. He turns his back to the crowd. And then when they start singing, he turns back to them with just so much gratitude and just thankfulness that people in Japan are listening to your music. That song could have gone one or two ways. People love it like they do now, or people look at him like he's crazy because he's trying to sing in Japanese, right? So I think his moment of, I think that was another, oh my God, I made it moment. There's people in Japan who listen to my music and know my lyrics to my songs. While he was, he stops and talks to the crowd a lot during his shows. He says he didn't know what language to speak, whether it's English, Spanish, Japanese, but this just goes to show that music has no language. And I love that because there are so many times that we hear songs and we absolutely fall in love with them and we have no idea what they say. The only people that seem to have a problem with it is people who watch the Super Bowl. I'm talking to all of you, white America, who did not appreciate Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl. Y'all are the only unseasoned, what's the word I'm looking for? Uncultured people who don't appreciate it. Like, leave the United States. Nobody gives a shit about language when it comes to music. Only racist people. But racist, what's another word I'm looking for? Prejudice, all those people. They're the only ones who care about a language barrier when it comes to music, unfortunately. Let's bring it back to TikTok for a second. I'm really about to stop posting on TikTok. The amount of time it takes to post like a good TikTok and post it and to only get 5 views this week was really, really frustrating. And it was frustrating for so many of us that post on TikTok, especially to promote something. But there was an outage at Oracle. And oh, wow, did that outage time really well with some voting that was going on. I think it was in Texas. But it's annoying that a platform that could bring you a big audience or could bring you growth or could bring you X, Y, and Z is now being controlled by our government because they're messing it up. Like, take away the fact that they want to suppress things, but I feel like once Americans get their hands on things, it just goes downhill. Like, you could have left it the way it was. It was perfectly fine. TikTok was fine, but now Instagram's ruined. TikTok is ruined. I did start posting to YouTube Shorts this week. I found a little success from that. I also found that it's the algorithm on YouTube Shorts is a little bit better. I don't know if TikTok is ever going to come back to a good algorithm, but I'm going to be posting on YouTube Shorts. If you are watching this on YouTube right now, subscribe. Take a second, find it on your phone, find it on the computer screen. Please subscribe to the podcast. I'm watching you. Click it. Go. Now. So I'm going to keep posting on YouTube Shorts if you want to see my little clippies. I'm going to try posting to TikTok. And I also think Instagram is super dead. I'm really over Instagram. Like, you'll be lucky if you see me over there. Down yonder. I'm over it. Another thing with YouTube Shorts is you seem to only get notifications when somebody comments. So you're not bothered every time somebody likes your short. You're not bothered with who likes your shorts unless I just don't know how to do it. But I can't see who's been liking my shorts. I can only see who leaves comments. And they've been nice so far. I mean, I'm sure it's the internet. There's always an evil side to the internet. But I haven't seen it yet on YouTube Shorts. I'll let you know how that goes. All right, on to song of the week. I am so sorry. Last week, I was exhausted. I was so tired last week. That's another reason why I'm moving it to Tuesdays. Saturdays, I'm at the gym sometimes for 6-7 hours. So Saturdays are just not good for recording the pod. So that's why we moved it to Tuesday to just give me another day to record. But last week, I was so tired, we forgot song of the week. Last week's song of the week was God Was Showing Off from Bruno Mars's new album, The Romantic. I did talk about it, so it's not like I didn't have a song. But I wanted to specifically say God Was Showing Off was last week's episode 14's song of the week. This week, song of the week, episode 15 song of the week is Crystallize My Tears by Danny L. Harle. 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 I don't know. It's Harle. I don't know what it is. Featuring, it's not featuring, but on the song also is Oklou, Oklou, and Mnek, Mnek. So Danny Harle just released this album on February 13th. Our friend to the podcast, Ford, I was in his class on Wednesday, and he played this song. He played it as a sprint, and I went up to him and I said, "What song is this? What early 2000s Y2K song is this?" And he turned to me and he says, "This song is brand new." I said, "Get out of here. Stop this podcast right now. Go listen to this song and then come back and tell me that this doesn't sound like a song from like 2003. My husband agreed with me when I first played it for him. It is such a good song. You might recognize Mnek from Never Forget You with Zara Larson. Wow, tongue-tied. And another song is Head and Heart. You might recognize his voice from there. But this song is so good. I've been playing it nonstop all week. These next few days before I go to Japan are supposed to be high 50s, 60s temperature. So you better believe my window's going to be down. This song is going to be blasting on my way to the gym. But that's it for this episode, y'all. Next time you see me, I will be in a hotel room with a possibly janky setup because we're going to be traveling for the first time with the podcast. But until then, take care of yourself and each other.